Myself Sanprit Kaur, Department of Physics, Arya College, Ludhiana. I am going to deliver lecture on superconductivity, which is a new emerging topic of physics. Before discussing superconductivity, we should know about the superconductors. What are the superconductors? If we discuss about normal conductor, in that conductors with the decrease in temperature, resistivity of substance decrease. But in case of superconductor, with the decrease in temperature, at a particular temperature, resistivity of conductor abruptly downfall to zero. That temperature is known as the critical temperature of superconductor, and material which show this behavior is known as superconductors. And this phenomena of getting down the resistance and get zero resistivity at particular temperature is known as superconductivity. There are two examples available which is shown on this slide, that is mercury 4.15 Kelvin temperature, critical temperature, and for thallium critical temperature is 2.38 Kelvin. This critical temperature means that in case of mercury, when temperature is below 4.15 Kelvin, then the mercury converted into the superconductor. This means that below 4.15 Kelvin, resistivity of mercury is zero. And similarly, in case of thallium, below 2.38 Kelvin, resistivity of thallium material, thallium conductor is zero. That means below these critical temperature, these two metals act as superconductor. Not every conductor is superconductor, because only few conductors show these kind of phenomena of getting the zero resistance at particular temperature. So not every conductor is a superconductor, but all superconductor get resistivity zero at particular temperature. That temperature is called critical temperature, and this phenomena is called superconductivity. Now I'm going to discuss about Meissner effect, which is occur in superconductors. What is Meissner effect? At a temperature below critical temperature, a superconductor does not allow the magnetic field line to pass through. That means if a temperature of a superconductor is greater than critical temperature, then the magnetic field lines can pass through the superconductor, which is shown in the first figure. And if the temperature is below critical temperature, that means now normal conductor get converted into superconductor. Now the superconductor expel out the magnetic field lines from it. And this phenomena of expelling out of the magnetic field line from the superconductor is known as Meissner effect. And the second figure show this Meissner effect by superconductor, which is occur at temperature below than critical temperature of superconductors. And in case of superconductors, magnetic susceptibility is -1. And generally we know that magnetic susceptibility is -1 in case of diamagnetic material. That means superconductor behaves like a diamagnetic material. And as the diamagnetic material repel from the magnet, get repelled from the magnet, similarly superconductors get repelled from the magnets. Now I am going to discuss about few parameters which we usually consider in case of discussing the superconductivity. These are critical field and critical current. What is critical field? A critical field is a maximum value of field above which superconductors lose their superconductivity and get converted into normal conductors. That temperature is generally represented by Hc and known as that temperature at which it is a superconductor at low temperature, that is known as critical temperature, and the field at which it loses its superconductivity is known as critical field. What is critical current? A maximum value of the current which can flow through a superconductor without destroying its superconductivity is known as critical current. And what is Silsby effect? When there is a concept about the critical current, then a effect is found out by Silsby. This was regarding the destruction of superconductivity because of the critical current. He explained that there is no critical current which directly leads to the destruction of superconductivity, but actually when critical current flow through a superconductor, a magnetic field is linked with it, and that magnetic field, when become greater than critical field, results to destruction of superconductivity. So he described that not a critical current but the magnetic field associated with critical current results in destruction of superconductivity, that is known as Silsby effect. Types of superconductor. There are two types of superconductor, type 1 or soft superconductor, type 2 or hard superconductor. Firstly, I am going to discuss about type 1 or soft superconductors. In case of soft superconductor, magnetic field is completely excluded from the material below the critical magnetic field and material loses its superconductivity abruptly. That means above critical field, superconductor abruptly converted into normal conductors, and below critical value it abruptly convert into superconductors. There are few features of superconductors. Type 1 superconductor, that it strictly follow the Meissner effect. That means when a superconductor get converted and when a normal conductor get converted into soft superconductor, then not even a single magnetic field line can cross through a superconductor. And in case of soft superconductor, there is only a one critical value of magnetic field. And in this case of superconductor, that means in case of type 1 superconductor, we need to apply a very low magnetic field value for destroying the superconducting state. We can say about 0.001 Tesla. Approximately 0.001 Tesla can destroy the superconducting state of superconductors. And because it is very easy to destroy the superconducting state of these type of conductors, that's why these are called as superconductors, soft superconductors. Now let's move to type 2 or hard superconductors. In these kind of superconductor, exclusion of magnetic field and loss of superconductivity occur gradually rather than abruptly. That means above the critical value of magnetic field, it does not convert to the normal conductor abruptly, but it get converted into normal conductor gradually after increasing the magnetic field from Hc1 value. Half of the magnetic field lines get crossed from the superconductor, but half cannot. That means after applying a small value of magnetic field, A mixed state occurs in which material is neither a normal conductor, neither a superconductor. And when we apply a very high value of the magnetic field, at that higher magnetic field value, superconductor get converted into normal conductor. That means all the magnetic field line now can cross through through that conductor, because now superconductor is in normal conductor state. And if we have to discuss about the features of type 2 or hard superconductor, it does not strictly follow a Meissner effect, and it has two critical values of magnetic field. And the first magnetic field value, that is called the lower critical magnetic field value, at that value few magnetic field lines cross through the superconductor, and at HC2, that is known as the upper critical magnetic field value, above which all the lines can cross through superconductor. And for destruction of this superconducting state, in case of hard superconductor or type 2 superconductor, a very high value of magnetic field is required, as it is not easy to destroy the superconducting state of these kind of superconductor. It is known as hard superconductor. Now let's move to the application of superconductors in our daily life. First is biomagnetic use. Because of the weak resistance of superconductors, these allow very strong current to flow through them with no heating in material. Hence produce high magnetic field in Tesla, which is very useful in case of MRIs. In first figure, this is the complete apparatus used for the MRI, and the circular material which is shown in the first figure is actually a magnet that is shown in second figure. And these magnets involves the superconductors in between superconductors. And these superconductors, which are shown in second figure, used in MRI. Next, second application is maglev, or we can call it magnetic levitation. As superconductors are diamagnet and repelled by magnetic field, a superconductor can lift up on a magnet if its weight is less than force of repulsion. And the first figure shows the same thing. When the weight of superconductor is less than the force of repulsion produced by magnetic field, it get lift up. That's why the first figure show that superconductor is lift up from the magnet. And the second figure show the maglev trains. These are the trains which basically contain the superconductors and work upon the phenomena of superconductivity.